Okay, we back in business. My camera show did just say insufficient funds. You ain't got no storage. That gagged me. I was like, hi everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm so sorry. It's been a wild roller coaster for the past 6 months now. It's been 6 months since I posted. I'm on some Corey X Kenshin crap. Yeah, it's been a big change. It's been a big everything. There's a reason why I'm making this video. I didn't just like decide to like turn on the camera. I did decide to turn on the camera. Why am I lying to y'all? I definitely decided to turn on the camera and just yap about what's been happening in the past 6 months of my life. This is just like an announcement video of I'm restarting the brand. The brand that doesn't really exist, but it does exist, but it doesn't exist. Because we're not famous yet. Well, that's not my goal. I don't care if I'm not famous. This is just something I like to do. So basically, yeah, this is gonna be a video about me restarting my brand all over again. Just quick little updates about like from the past video, like the get to know me video and the like the other videos, the festival videos that I've done. No longer in a relationship. No longer in a relationship. It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't know if he's fine, but I'm fine. It's all good in the hood. Just realized maybe I just probably wasn't the one for him. We're just gonna leave it at that. We're just gonna leave it on that. If you know, you know. I have officially changed my major. I'm a political science major now. Political science major, yeah. I have basically converted into a new faith. Not officially, but like I'm converting into a new faith. And that is why we're doing the rebranding. So let's hop into why we're doing the rebranding, not rebanning. Sister got a speech impediment. Sister got a speech impediment. She speaks too fast for her mind, and then when it comes out for her mouth, it doesn't work out well. Sister needs to get it together. So the reason why I am rebranding, I just started to realize like my page was supposed to be something wholesome, something very, you know, relatable, and I'm like, that's not really me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really KB. That's not really Micaiah. Like, this is somebody that's trying to be somebody else, and it's not really working. So, therefore, I decided to delete some of the old videos because it doesn't really represent me. It represented a life that I used to live. I don't live that life anymore. And also, I rebranded because I need everything to align with God. Like, I was never an atheist. I want this to be known. So when people be like, convert, what are you talking about? I was a non-denominational Christian. Very non-denominational. But when I was non-denominational, I was still confused. It didn't feel like I belonged in that religion. Never really understood why. It just felt like something was missing. For me, I'm a traditional person. I like tradition. And if I'm a part of a church that really doesn't have no tradition, I don't feel right. I don't feel like I'm at home. And for me, home is tradition. So, I know that probably sounds crazy. Maybe it doesn't. But basically, what I decided to do was finally stop being afraid and convert to Catholicism. Yeah, so your homegirl's gonna be Catholic now. She's going back home. She's going back home. Not like I wasn't already home, but now I'm like, historically, I'm home. I felt more at home when I decided like this was something I was gonna do. And it wasn't like, it took me weeks. It took me weeks. I was already interested in Catholicism, never really acted on it. I've always wanted to be Catholic. It's just never really knew how to do it. Never really, you know, I didn't want to be the black sheep. Now that I'm in Catholicism, I don't care about being a black sheep. I really don't. Some of us in this world was just born to be black sheep. That's just that. And basically, yeah. So ever since December, I'll say December because it took me a couple of weeks, I started coming across this Catholic campus ministry called the Detroit Catholic Campus Ministry, DCCM. Shout out to them. I started hanging around. I was first invited to a Bible study by my favorite minister. Like my favorite campus minister, Emily. Emily is a wonderful person. If you're in the Detroit area, Metro Detroit, if you go to Henry Ford, U of M Dearborn, Wayne State, Oakland University, other schools like that. If you're just in the Metro Detroit area and you go to school in the Metro Detroit area and you want to be Catholic, or you are a Catholic but you kind of lost your faith or lost your way, whatever your story is, DCCM, best place to be. And so Emily, she's really friendly, she's very soft-spoken, she's very homey. And I like people like that. So when I came across her, she asked, did I want to come to Bible study? I immediately said yes, because at that moment, I was in a place of like, God, I left this one club, this one Christian-based club, and now I'm in a whole nother, now I want to do something else, but I don't know where to go. I'm looking for churches. Nobody's inviting me to no churches at this club. So now, I don't know. Then boom, Emily, the angel that she is, she invited me to Bible study. And ever since then, I just started going to church. And I was one of those people that was blindsided by what Catholicism was and what it isn't. Like what it was and what it isn't. So like, some people were like, oh, Catholicism isn't Christianity. And the truth is, it is. It is. Matter of fact, they were the first forms of Christianity. Like, they were the first church to ever exist. They were the first forms of Christianity. The first label, if you may. And then I was just like, oh, the saints, like, they worship saints. They worship Mary. They don't. They honor Mary. They honor the saints. They honor the disciples. They still worship Christ. Don't make assumptions about something you don't know unless you're going to do some research. God clocked me about that multiple times. God clocked me about that. So basically ever since then, I've just been hanging out with the Catholics. And I was like, man, I feel at home. I feel at peace for once. I don't have to feel like I'm not in the right area of my life. When I, like right now, in the space that I am in, most definitely am in the right, like, space. I'm actually on my way, like, after I'm done recording this, I'm on my way to the parish. I'm about to do daily mass. That's something I do now. I always wanted to go to church every day because I feel like if I go to church every day, I become much stronger with Christ. And I did. That was one of the goals. That was one of the goals of 2025. I want to get closer with God. It don't matter. Look, I said I want to get closer to God. I tried January 1st of 2025. Kind of didn't work out the first day. And then what happened was I got a little distracted with the people that I was hanging around with. So I did that one prayer. You know what prayer I'm talking about. You know what prayer I'm talking about. Lord, get these people, if these people don't align. I did that 3 times. First time I did it, it took my homegirl out. Me and my homegirl not cool no more. Okay, this is in March. This is around the same time. This is in March. Second time I prayed that prayer, he took my best friend out. We not cool no more. Third time I prayed that prayer was my boyfriend. The boyfriend that I was telling y'all about. So... And then I was in a state of isolation for those past couple of months. I was in a state of isolation. I wasn't going out as much. I started realizing I don't like partying anymore. I'm a retired partier, unless we partying for Christ. Hit me up. I started realizing I like reading more. I like being at home. I like being in a quiet area. That was something I like to do. And like that's when I realized I don't like being in loud environments when I'm worshiping God. I don't know what that's about. It's just like, for me, ever since I was a kid, I didn't like it because they were too loud, and I felt like we weren't focused on the real mission, which was worshiping God. But some were. Like, I felt like watching my mom, she was definitely for the mission. She was definitely like, that's what she was there for. But others, I was like, you know, y'all pump faking. So, in the state of isolation, I was in the state of isolation till November. So me and my boyfriend that I had, he was the last person I was like seeing on a regular basis. Besides my homegirl TT, shout out my homegirl TT. We still homegirls. We check up on each other once in a while, but we still homegirls. Shout out to my homegirl Rebecca too. We still homegirls as well. But I was in the state of isolation to like, I don't want to hang out, I don't want to party. I just want to try my best to get close with God. And bada bing bada boom, that's when I met Emily. During this journey, I found out new things about myself. I found out maybe I was just supposed to be Catholic. Like, knowing my history, knowing... Girl, what's this in your face? What's this in your hair? Oh! Hold on. Intercession, girl. Because, like, there's something in my hair I'm not really liking. Ooh! See, what is that, girl? What is that, honey? Is this my primer? Hold on, girl. Hold on. Hold on, Holiday. Hold on. Okay, we back in business. My camera show did just say insufficient funds. You ain't got no storage. That gagged me. I was like, but yeah, this journey with God, this is only... I'll say officially, this has not even been a year. I want to say I started this journey in August, basically. I started this journey in August. And, you know, you're not going to get right with God immediately. Like, if you ever wanted to get right with God, let me just say this. It takes a while. I hope you're not impatient. It takes a while. You're not going to get it on. And if you do, you're lucky. And that means you're lucky. Astronomically lucky. But, like, you're not going to get on the first try. You're not going to get on the second try. Whatever try it is. Because, like, I said, in January, I said I was going to get right with God. I immediately got back into sin. I immediately would start drinking and partying, all that other stuff. And then I said I was going to get right with God after I lost my first homegirl. And I was doing so well until I immediately went back to the partying and the sinning. We on time number 2. And then I said I was going to get right with God. Immediately got distracted. I got into a relationship. As much as I wanted it to be a relationship based on God, as much as I wanted it to be a relationship surrounded by God, it wasn't. It wasn't. That was the hard truth. It was a relationship led with lust, led with false intentions, and led with unhealed circumstances. Not even just on the other person's part, but on my part. Sometimes it does take isolation to get close with God. Sometimes it has to be just you, him, Jesus, and Holy Spirit. Sometimes it's just gonna have to be that. I didn't want that for me. I wanted to still have my peoples. I still wanted... Sometimes you gotta lose everybody that you have to be with God. And that sucks, because you probably don't want to end those relationships that you've been having for like 10 plus years. You probably don't want to go through the things that you have to go through to get close with God. I know I didn't. But If I have to say the 3 things you got to be aware of, well, that's a lot of things. It's probably not going to be 3, so let me not say 3. But the things you have to be aware of when you're trying to get close with God and you actually are serious, you got to be aware of that isolation. That isolation ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. As a social person, I'm very social. For me to be so isolated for that long time, it's just like, it was so crazy. But now, the suffering. Sometimes you have to suffer to be in God's grace. Being in God's grace takes suffering. We supposed to be God's soldiers anyways. We supposed to be the ones, because Jesus said this to his disciples, and he meant this for all of us, because after the 12 disciples, everybody that followed Christ, after he rose again, we became his disciples. So, once we became the disciples, once we decided we're going to follow Christ, we signed up for war. Whether it was spiritual warfare, whether it was relationship warfare, we signed up for that. Whether it was humanity warfare, whatever type of warfare it was, we signed up for it as soon as we became one of his followers. As soon as we became one of his followers, we literally signed up for war. So, you gotta suffer to be in God's grace, and that sounds crazy, but once you really get it, you be like, you gotta take every pain, suffering, all of it to the chin, cause you just got to. Third thing I say, you gotta be careful for distractions. I got distracted so many times. I got distracted. The mission was to get close with God. The mission was to be a follower of Christ. And sometimes you get distracted. But don't get distracted for too long. Do not get distracted for too long. Don't get distracted for too long. Because if you get distracted, then you're going to have to start from square one. But it's okay, because here's why. Here's why it's okay. A saint is just a sinner who falls down and got up. All the saints that you can think of, Saint Francis, Saint Clare, Saint Joseph, Mary Magdalene, any of the disciples, they were just saints. Saints who just fell down and got back up. One thing, if you're watching this, a series I say watch, if you're really serious about following Christ, watch The Chosen. I watched The Chosen, and it was this one scene, and it was before Simon became Peter. Simon at this time, him and his wife is going through a loss. They just lost their baby. And Simon was angry with Jesus. And he was like, well, I see you do all these miracles. Why haven't you done one for me? And Jesus, like, I forgot exactly what he did, but he was like, are you angry with me? And he was just like, come to me, Simon. Come to me. And he came, right? But then Simon started sinking. I saw Simon sinking, and I was like, Simon's sinking. He's sinking and sinking. He says, Jesus, help me. Help me. Help me. He sinked so hard. He was like, he wasn't at the bottom, but he was almost there. They still on, like, Jesus still in the water. I saw Jesus reach his hand to get Simon. Simon grabbed his hand and Jesus pulled him back up. I bawled out crying. Because I just heard the Holy Spirit say, that's you. That's you. That's you. And I started crying. I said, Jesus, I see it. I see it. Because in that moment, I was about to fall. I was about to fall so hard into the water that I probably wasn't going to get back up. But then I did. And Jesus got me. It be the littlest things. You'll be like, once you get close with God again, once you get close with Jesus, you start realizing the little things, and those little things become blessings. And last weekend, I went to a retreat. This retreat was so fun. I wish I were there. The retreat was so fun. It was through DCCM, and the retreat was called The Way of the Disciple. So we learned about how to be better disciples of Christ, right? Girl, I'm gonna miss my bus. I don't care. I'm preaching. It was called The Way of the Disciple, and we're learning how to be better disciples of Christ. So I'm in the cabin with these girls. Some of these girls I've never met before. Some of these girls I have. I was with my best friend, my homegirl Gabby. And they saw my camera. Cause the camera that I'm talking to y'all on, it's the same camera that I take pictures of so I can put it in my little scrapbook. So I was taking pictures and they was like, oh, that's a cute camera, that's so cool. You vlog? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then they was like, let me see your YouTube channel, right? I was like, okay, but there's a little crazy stuff on there. So they saw it, right? They weren't judgmental about it. I told them, like, that was before I started my relationship with Christ. They said, it's okay, we all have our past. And I was like, I want to get better with my vlogging. I want to do more things with my vlogging. They said, start posting more God-related. Start posting more Christian-based stuff. And I was like, I don't know how. So this video is the start. And I'm probably like, this is so much for everybody to comprehend right now. But this is the start of this Christian faith-based channel that I want to start. I want it to be more wholesome. I want it to be more fun and stuff. It's going to be fun. We're still going to talk about crazy stuff. So, we're still going to be talking, 6, 7. We're still going to be talking about stuff like that. But it's going to be faith-based. It's going to be more God-related. And if you don't like it, I'm not forcing you to stay. But I want you to stay. And I want you to stay because maybe this is a sign for you to get closer with God. Or if you're atheist, if you're not a believer at all, maybe this is a sign that you should develop a relationship with Christ. And I'm not fear-mongering. This could be your sign to get close with God. Maybe you've been thinking about it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you're going through a hard time. Maybe you're suffering. Maybe you're going through a loss, a breakup, or anything of that sort. Because I know there's people out there like that. Maybe it's time. And you don't even gotta do it, like, if you don't feel like you're fully committed, it's okay. Get that hunger or get that thirst to become closer with God. Because I promise you, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. You'll find, just like, I don't regret it. It's been a little hard for me because I'm impatient and I'm hard-headed. And I'm stubborn sometimes. And I'm still ambitious. I'm still optimistic. I'm still fun-loving. And I'm still resilient. But all I'm saying is, I want you to stay so you can just see what God can do for others and what he can do for you, what Jesus can do for you. I'm gonna end this video because I don't know where my bus is. I've been rambling for like 20 minutes now, probably 30. Girl, yeah, I've probably been rambling, but like, this is a page for rambling. This is my space. And if you don't like my rambling, I don't know what to tell you. You could probably unsubscribe, but I'm here to ramble. I'm here to ramble. And I'm not the type to fearmonger or anything of that sort. I might, but because Jesus is coming. But I'm doing it out of love because I don't want you to be in purgatory. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be better. I want me to be better. I want all of us to be better. Because in a world full of evil, with a world filled with evil, just a little bright of light can make the world go a little good for others. That sounded crazy. That probably didn't make any sense, but I think hold on. I don't know why. I'm just noticing my makeup's a little. We're also expect some makeup and rambling videos from me. I'm so cringe, but y'all love me, right? Right? Anyways, thank you for watching. This is K Renee, and I hope to see you again. But if I don't, I hope to see you around. It's probably not gonna be a normal outro for me, so you're probably never gonna see that outro again. So embrace it. Bye.